Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Welcome to Sri Sri Radha Vino Bihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guruvarga ki jai, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Vino Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So as usual, we will begin with Mangalacharan, page 1 of this book, Shri Gauriya Giti Guccha, Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuttapata Kamanam. Unfortunately, Sudevi won't be able to sing with us today. She's been straining her voice a little bit and her throat is a bit tender. So she's here, but she won't be singing with us. Dandavat Pranama Vaisnavas, Hare Krishna. Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamal, Shri Guru Vaishnavashtra, Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahavano, Raghunatham Vitam Sajivam, Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahavano Lalita Shri Vishakanditamshta Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupada Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayani Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudasham Adarya Madhurya Gunashcha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasham Namami Tridandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padam Jagitaika Hridde Chaitanya Leela Sarasara Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapante Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gaura Presthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Niti Namine Bhakti Martya Charitraya Svashritanam Chamanine Jiva Dukhe Sadarthaya Shri Nama Premadayine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भारसम्बोधे पदं पूजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौराशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगपरायते गौराविर्भावभूमे स्वं निर्देष्टा सजनप्रिया वैष्णवः सर्वभौमः श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतो मम मन्दं मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदम्बोजो राधामदनमोहनो नित्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमः श्रीमद्रत्नाकारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिधि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमन्त्रसरसारम्भे त्वं शिवतत्ततस्थितः कर्षन्मेरुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथः श्रियेस्तु नः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावं विनिर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं मुनिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसंकीर्तनम्। हरेर्नाम हरेर्नामेव केवलं खलो नास्त्येव गतिरन्यथा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुदेव कभी मोर से दिन हवे page 34. And if you don't have a songbook, then we just check. Jiva Pavana Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Jiva Pavana Prabhu very kindly and mercifully posts the bhajans in the comment section of the thread, so you can just scroll to his most recent post and sing along. He also posts along with the translations and sometimes beautiful commentaries or relevant nectar from our Acharyas, Guruvarga and Shastra. So make sure you take advantage of the beautiful nectar he shares. There's a secret. Really, I'm just facilitating that we all can see the beautiful nectar that he shares. So, Gurudev kabe mor se dina habe. Shri Guru Parampara ki jai. Thakura Vaisnava Pada, Avanirasu Sampada, page 38, by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Thakura Vaisnava Pada. Shunyachi sadhu ke bole sarvajan, page 51. Shuniyachi sadhu mukhe bole sarva jano Shri Rupa kripayo mile jugala charana Shuniyachi sadhu mukhe bole sarva jai. Jaya Jaya Nityananda, Rohini Kumar, page 64. And if you don't have a songbook, Jiva Pavan Prabhu very mercifully posts the bhajans in the comment section of the thread. So just scroll to the most recent post of Jiva Pavan Prabhu, and there you will find it. And you can sing along and read along with the meaning and the beautiful commentaries, which are also sometimes posted. Sorry. I was requested today that if I'm speaking, that I should turn down the tambura. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Nityananda Rohini Kumar Jaya Jaya Nityananda Rohini Kumar Patito Udharo Lati Duvahu Pasa Patito Udharo Lati Duvahu Pasa Gada Gada Madhura Madhura Yadho Bola Gada Gada Madhura Madhura Yadho Bola Jare dekhe tare preme dhori deya kola Jare dekhe tare preme Emon Goranga Bina Nahi Ar, page 69. Now, because today we are observing Ekadashi, we will sing Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajana Anukul. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu, page 216, or just follow what Jiva Pavana Prabhu posts, and there you will see the bhajan. 216. Shuddha Bhakata. One second. Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajanayanu Kula. 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 Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Prema Lati Karuna. kirtan shuni anande hridaya nache gaura vihitam kirtan shuni anande hridaya nache shuddha bhakta charanare bhajanaya shuddha bhakta charanare Chaturthi Ekadashi ki jai. Mohan, Hare Krishna. Bandhu sange jadi tava ranga parihas. Page 1, 2, 4. So this tune I learned from Krishna Das Prabhu. I'll try my best to represent him. I was speaking about this bhajan today with one devotee. It's based on a beautiful prayer composed by Srila Rupa Goswami, but it is the mood of the gopis, saying, whatever you do, if you value your worldly attachments, your best friends, all of your relationships in this world, best friends. What do they call it? BFF, best friends forever. If you value all of those things, then whatever you do, do not come to Vrindavan. And if you come here, then whatever you do, don't go to Keshi Ghat. And if you happen by some great misfortune to go to Keshi Ghat, whatever you do, do not look upon the face of Govindaji. And it speaks about how beautiful he is. How he has a slightly crooked glance, a gentle smile, and his lips are as soft as fresh unfurling leaves. How he's holding a flute to his lips and he's looking so beautiful and charming under the moonlight. It's quite frightening. So this is why our Gurudevs, our Guru Varga, request all of the Vaishnavas to come to Vrindavan. Somehow, by great mercy, by hook or crook, doesn't need much more than that. Just get them to Vrindavan. Gurudev would always tell us, next time bring 10 more. And then have each one of those bring 10 more. Bring more, bring more. Once you come to Vrindavan, the work begins. Actually, the work begins at the feet of the pure Vaishnava because they carry Vrindavan wherever they go. Bandhu sange jadi tava ranga parihas. Bandhu sange jadi tava ranga parihas. I'm going to do it half a note higher. Bandhu sange jadi tava ranga parihas. তার আনাকের মূলাধার সিকি চূড়াতে উঠায় করুণা বিশ্বাস সিকি চূড়াতে উঠায় করুণা বিশ্বাস বন্ধু সঙ্গে যদি তোমার পরিহাস বন্ধু সঙ্গে যদি তোমার পরিহাস সেই মূর্তি নয়নে হে কেহ নাহি ঘরে ফিরে সেই মূর্তি নয়নে হে কেহ নাহি ঘরে ফিরে সংসারী গৃহের যে গো হই সর্বনাশ সংসারী গৃহের যে গো হই সর্বনাশ তার মনে বড় ত্রাস তার মনে বড় ত্রাস ঘটিবে বিপদ ভারী যে অনাকো হে সংসারী ঘটিবে বিপদ ভারী যে অনাকো হে সংসারী মথুরায় কেশী তীর্থ ঘাতে রসকাশ মথুরায় কেশী তীর্থ ঘাতে রসকাশ বন্ধু সঙ্গে যদি তোমার পরিহাস বন্ধু সঙ্গে যদি তোমার পরিহাস তাকে অভিলাষ তাকে অভিলাষ তাকে অভিলাষ তাকে অভিলাষ বন্ধু সঙ্গে যদি তোমার পরিহাস 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 কৃষ্ণ হে 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 श्री कृष्ण कन्हैयालाल की जय राधे जय जय माधव दैथे page 341 I think yes राधे जय जय माधव गायते राधे जय जय माधव गायते राधे राधा रानी की जय। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Srila Gurudev Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Panaku Gauri Guru Varga Ki Jai Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaura Hari Ki Jai Radha Vinu Bihari Ju Ki Jai Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktāya Tadbhaktāya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga, Gaudiya, Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas, Radhe Radhe.
There you go. So today, here in Vrindavan, we are observing Shri Ekadashi. And since I speak about Ekadashi every week, not every week, almost actually, but every couple of weeks, because Ekadashi manifests every couple of weeks, we will also speak about Ekadashi today, a little bit. Because Ekadashi is not just a time period. Ekadashi is a personality, Ekadashi Devi, who has manifested from Krishna's own form, out of his compassion for the suffering jivas of this world. Just like Sri Guru, the form or the embodiment of Krishna's mercy and compassion. Because Ekadashi is considered non-different from Krishna, and Krishna resides fully within this day or time period, non-different from Krishna. Therefore, it is essential that we should acknowledge Ekadashi's presence. That you have come to give me an opportunity, you have come to awaken something within my heart, you have come to remove those impediments on my path of devotion. You have come to bring me closer to my goal, which is really loving service to my eternal beloved. Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani. You help to awaken or to give birth to devotion for Krishna within my heart. Therefore, Jatane Palana Kori. Oh, Ekadashi is coming. We should be like that. Instead of, oh my God, potatoes and peanuts. We know who we are. It might be that at different times in our devotional journey, when Ekadashi was coming, we might be like, oh my God, no. And then at other times, so much excitement would come. So this is also part of our journey on the path. As Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur speaks about in Madhurya Kadambani, the waves, sometimes feeling inspired and excited, and sometimes hitting a low, and then sometimes inspired, and then sometimes hitting another low, like waves in the ocean. So sometimes our progress in bhakti is like that. But what is the speciality of Ekadashi? Ekadashi makes a material low and a spiritual high. I have to be careful how I say that. Spiritual high is not brought about by intoxication. Right? Srila Prabhupada, he was giving an alternative. And the devotees would actually say, chant Hare Krishna and stay high forever. At this moment, I'm remembering what my father told me. Because back in the day, in high school, everyone used to, well, in the 60s, right? People were taking all kinds of substances and trying to ascertain something that was more real than all of the different falsities that they were being presented in the world. And so they were trying through substances. And so when he met the devotees, they said, no intoxication. And instead they gave him a japamala. And when he went back to school, he was chanting all day. He had long, long hair like this. He was chanting on his beads. And his friends who were all taking those same substances he was, previously, they still were continuing. They looked at him and they're like, dude, what do you want? What are you taking? Like, I want whatever you're on, because you are like, and he was just like this, and he showed his japamala, this, Hare Krishna. This was the potency of the pure devotee, to awaken in the hearts of those who came close to him such a higher taste that so many other lower tastes were easily given up. So Ekadashi Devi also gives us this opportunity. If we honor her, if we respect her, if we follow her simple rules and regulations, if we don't offend Ekadashi Devi, just like if Gurudev was coming to your house, Sri Guru, or Srila Prabhupada, imagine, oh, Srila Prabhupada's coming to visit your home. What would you do? Well, we would clean up for sure. Maybe we'd prepare something nice. We'd put new sheets and make everything clean and prepare for him to arrive. Out of respect, out of honor, and out of love and affection. And then we'd give him something, at least a nice fruit offering, some water, something on clean plates. And we would be very kind, very respectful, very affectionate. And we would do whatever activities. We would be in such a way that we would think, what would be pleasing to him? Okay, let's have kirtan. Let's give him an opportunity to speak. Let's listen to the Harikatha. So we would have everything planned in preparation. This amazing personality is coming to visit my home. Ekadashi also does this every 2 weeks. She gives us an opportunity to receive the mercy and compassion of Krishna in our lives. And if we hold on to that and we greet Ekadashi as a personality, that you are coming to awaken bhakti in my heart, just as we would Sri Krishna. Maybe we don't know Krishna, but Sri Guru anyhow. The embodiment of the mercy of Krishna. We have some connection, some idea, some relationship. Okay, Gurudev, you're coming to my home. How will I be? How will I prepare? I will also engage my friends and my family, everyone, in preparing, naturally. Ekadashi is coming. Krishna is coming to give me an opportunity to rapidly progress on my path of love and affection to him, by which I will be happy forever, and by which I can also please him. So it's a win-win-win all around. So when this day comes, we should be excited. The day before is known as Adivas. It's the day of preparation, the day before. Oh, just like the day before Janmashtami, how everyone is preparing, how we're decorating and putting up pandals, and well, in Los Angeles anyway, they brought cows and elephants, and they had stages, they blocked off the roads, they put carpets on the roads, and for the first time the children are able to play freely on the roads. We had such an amazing experience preparing for Krishna Janmashtami. And then on the day of Janmashtami, full absorption in Krishna. Serving, dramas, hearing Krishna book, so many different kirtans going on. Everything was beautiful and orchestrated for remembering Krishna. So the same thing we can do for Ekadashi. The day before, we can prepare ourselves. Ekadashi is coming. Okay, how will I receive this mercy of Krishna in my life? And what will I do with this mercy of Krishna? The opportunity is presenting itself. Let me maximize that opportunity. That is the key of success. To seize that opportunity and to maximize the potential of that. And that is the proof of real greed or desire to progress on the path of bhakti, the path of devotion. Whatever opportunity comes into my life to increase that devotion, let me embrace that in my life and maximize the opportunity maximize the merit that opportunity grants me. So Ekadashi is such a day. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur is saying, Jatane palana kori, very, very carefully. We should honor, respect, worship. Gurudev said we should serve Ekadashi just as we would serve Krishna, with great care and attention. Upholding this holy day. Yes, Krishna has manifested to me in this very special form. More merciful than Janmashtami, Ram Navami, or all of these other days of Krishna, because Ekadashi is also non-different, but every 2 weeks. Again, we have an opportunity. Srila Govinda Maharaj said, we should see Ekadashi like an alarm clock. 2 weeks has passed. How much more have I devoted of my life to Krishna? How much more time, how much more energy, and especially how much more of my heart, my bhav? This is the important, essential thing. It helps to do all of the externals, but how much of my heart? Gurudev said that? Also Srila Govinda Maharaj.
Nice.
Both. Srila Gurudev said it also. How much more of my heart and mood have I given in the last 2 weeks? And so it's, Srila Govinda Maharaj actually used to write down all of his activities, what he has done, and then he would measure them from one to the next, practically practicing and also instructing his disciples. So we have that opportunity on this day. I'm just checking here. I heard it's not appropriate to sing the Sharira Avidya Jal Prasharam song on Ekadashi. Is there any other prayer instead? The reason they don't sing Sharira Avidya Jal is because in that song there's a word. Say Ana Amrita Pao. Ana means grain. Literally in Bangla, Ana means rice. So they don't sing it for that purpose. When they're distributing the rice during parikrama, they're like Anna, Anna, and in Hindi it's Chawal. So they say Anamrita Pao, Radha Krishna Gunara. So instead they just chant the other prayer from, I believe it's Padma Purana, Mahaprashade Govinde, Nama Brahmani Vaishnave, Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishvashvanai Vajayate, which is what we sing before Sharira Avijajal. Traditionally, one would not take anything, not even water, on Ekadashi unless you were younger than 5 or older than 85. But these days we don't have that same kind of capacity to observe vrats, so some concession has been given to us that we may take some light foodstuffs. Something at least to keep our, how do you say, they call it blood sugars or brain functioning, so that we can utilize our energy in seva and in chanting. If we're just like, oh my God, I have a horrible headache, and you're falling asleep and not able to function or serve or anything, then what's the purpose? So really the purpose of following Ekadashi is to maximize and progress rapidly in the path of bhakti. And then if we need to take something, some fruit or some roots, something to keep our energy levels at a certain amount so that we can serve, then we may have to do that. So then we would chant Mahaprashade Govinde. So I just wanted to share that about Ekadashi. Ekadashi is not just the 11th day of after the new moon and the 11th day after the full moon. Ekadash literally means 11. Dash means 10 and Ekadash means 11. So Ekadashi happens to fall on that day by the will of Krishna. By the will of Krishna. But we should not think that Ekadashi is just that. It's not just the 11th day. Ekadashi is a transcendental time period which is saturated with the mercy and compassion of Krishna, giving an opportunity to all jivas, no matter what their situation. I remember when, who was it? Saddam Hussein was executed. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, mentioned that it was early in the morning. It was also on Ekadashi day. And chances are he really didn't eat anything. But anyhow, it was Ekadashi day and he didn't take anything. So Gurudev said he would make so much progress just by that agyata sukriti, that accidental following of Ekadashi. Just like we hear from Prahlad Maharaja's previous life. Prahlad is telling this history himself, how he came to be a devotee. In his previous life, he was in love with one girl, and they had a fight. And so she ran away, and he ran looking for her, searching for her, everywhere. And in that time period, somehow they ended up at some temple, old Narasimhadev temple. Mind you, Narasimhadev is eternal, so he manifests again from time to time to time, just like Sri Ram or Krishna. So there may be, from the last time he appeared, any temple established. Also is mentioned in Shastras. So Prahlad, in his previous life, and this girl, they weren't together, but they had somehow ended up in the courtyard or in the compound of this temple of Narasimhadev. And in the process of searching for her, he circumambulated this temple. And by that, he said, he developed the sukriti to become a devotee. How merciful Krishna is that sometimes, like this, he directs the wanderings of the living entities in such a way that we amass some kind of spiritual merit so that we can actually begin to comprehend spiritual subject matters. Now, Prahlad himself tells his father Hiranyakashipu that unless one smears themselves in the foot dust of the pure devotees, they will never understand transcendental subject matter. He tells him directly, Naishammatistavad urukramangrim dinam mahatpadarajobhishekam. Unless one smears themselves in the dust of the feet of the pure devotees, they will not be able to understand transcendental subject matters. So this might mean literal dust, but it can also mean to bathe in their harikatha. Srimad Bhagavatam says, from the pure devotees, saffron particles are emanating. What are these saffron particles? This is the dust of the feet of Krishna, really, and the feet of the gopis. When they are speaking harikatha, we're bathing in that transcendental dust. And to receive that harikatha, this is one of the best things one can do on Ekadashi. Ekadashi is not just about fasting from certain foodstuffs and eating other foodstuffs. This is the basic foundation idea of Ekadashi. Okay, today we're going to have potatoes. Maybe we'll make them Garanga potatoes. And we're going to have peanuts and raisins. And we're going to have curd steaks. And we're going to have fruit salad with yogurt in it. And we're going to have, so we can plan the diet, the positive diet, and we're going to avoid grains and beans and other things like that. This is one idea of Ekadashi, but really the purpose of Ekadashi is to maximize all of our spiritual activities, those activities which bring us forward or move us forward on the path of bhakti. So more sadhu sangha, more association with devotees, more kirtan, more japa, more chanting of the holy names of the Lord, more hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, more hearing of transcendental scriptures, more parikramas. Today, thousands of people were doing parikrama around Vrindavan. Actually, during this whole month of Purushottam, all day and all night, so many pilgrims are doing parikrama. I didn't see it before this month began, But so many people are out there now doing parikrama. And more dedication to worshipping the deity form of the Lord. Today I was very fortunate because some devotees sent me some questions which required some research. And so I was absorbed so much of the day in searching for different subject matters. One question that came to me was about justice and mercy, that mercy is above justice. So they were searching for the quotes, so I did some research and found it from Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. Many places he's mentioning that mercy is higher than justice. And so I sent 5 quotes from there. And another devotee asked another interesting question about whether Paramatma is in the spiritual world or Mahavishnu is in the spiritual world. It's quite an interesting question. So I went through Srila Gurudev's databases and did so many searches, and I was absorbed in thinking about and remembering these subjects. So for those of you who asked me these questions, I thank you so much for absorbing my mind and my energy in searching for Krishna and for truths. So quick answer to that question: is Paramatma or Mahavishnu in the spiritual world? According to our Vaishnava Acharyas and Shastras, the form of Mahavishnu or Karanadakshaya Vishnu, who is creating all of the universes, is the function of the Lord related to creating the material universes. And that form of Vishnu inside each universe, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is maintaining the material universe. And also there's another form known as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. He's residing within, it is said like Vaikuntha, but within the material universes, all to do with the material world. And then Paramatma is also said to be non-different from this Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, a non-different manifestation. So all of these aspects of Bhagavan, they are eternally within Krishna because he's the source of all of them. It is said that in transcendental Vrindavan, or even in Vrindavan here, which is non-different, when Krishna is performing his pastimes, Krishna himself is simply love personified. Srila Gurudev said, Krishna is love and love is Krishna. So Krishna's function himself is not to kill demons. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita very clearly states this fact, that Krishna's function is not to kill demons. His function is to play, to love, to engage in transcendental pastimes with his devotees, full of ras and bhav and prem. This is his function. The killing of demons, this is the function of Vishnu or Narayan. But Vishnu, in the form of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, he manifests as the different avatars. So the killing of demons is the function of Vishnu. So it is said that the Vishnu within Krishna, he is killing the demons. But Krishna himself is simply loving and playing with his devotees. Vatsalya Prem, Sakya Prem, Madhurya Prem, all the different kinds of loving relationships with his devotees in Vrindavan. So Vishnu is there. And in one sense, in Vrindavan, we hear, Vikrididam Rajavaduvir Idam Cha Vishnu. So the gopis are referring to Krishna as Vishnu also, from time to time. But this Vishnu means he is present within, or in Rasa Lila, he's like all-pervading. He's there between each gopi. Or one Krishna between two gopis, or one gopi between two Krishnas. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained that he is moving so fast that it appears that he is like that. Dancing so expertly and moving so fast that all see that he is with me. So this is another meaning of Vishnu. Sometimes he manifests a 4-armed form in Vrindavan, and the gopis, they offer pranam, O Srimad Narayan, have you seen, where is our Krishna? Please point us in the direction of Krishna. But generally we understand that Paramatma or Vishnu in those forms are not present in that realm. Srila Gurudev and our Acharyas and our Shastras explain that in this world, for the jivas, Paramatma is present. And Paramatma realization is the goal of the yogis who are doing yoga, practicing the yoga practices, focusing inside. They want to hold the form of Paramatma in the lotus of their heart. This is the goal of the yogis. So this Paramatma is related to the jiva of this world. But as one is progressing or evolving, developing on the path of bhakti, then their Ishtadev will take the place of Paramatma. Our Srila Gurudev said, no eternal pure devotee will be satisfied to know that only Paramatma is hearing their prayers if they're praying to Krishna or if they're praying to Ram. Will they be satisfied knowing that only Paramatma is hearing their prayer? We might be, as jivas of this world. But for the bhaktas of Narayan and Vaikuntha, Narayan will take the place in their heart. For those of Ram and Ayodhya, Sri Ram will take the place in their heart. For those of Dwarkadish in Dwarka, Dwarkadish will take the place in the heart. And for those in Vrindavan, in different rasas, according to their bhav, Krishna, Brajendranandan, Shyamasundar, Krishna of Vrindavan will be in their heart. So this same Paramatma will reciprocate according to the way that the personality is approaching Krishna. As he says, Yeyatamam prapadyante, as one approaches me, tamstataiva bhajamyaham, I reciprocate accordingly. Also, interestingly, I recall reading previously that our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he mentioned that Paramatma is the passive aspect of the Lord in our heart. He's the supreme witness. He's always traveling with us since forever, witnessing and also directing us how to fulfill our desires. Right? I direct the wanderings of all of the living entities. So he's passive in that way. He's not forcing us either way or even giving any pressure. But that same Paramatma, because the jiva cannot detect with his material senses Paramatma or Chaitya Guru inside, Jive Shakshat Nihitate Guru Chaitya Rupe, that same aspect inside manifests externally to the external senses of the jivas. This is important. To the external senses of the jivas. That means to our eyes, to our hands. We can touch them, we can see them, we can hear them outside as Diksha and Shiksha Guru. And Diksha and Shiksha, they are a little bit different than the Paramatma inside, who is passive. They take an active role because we give ourselves unto them for them to actually take an active role. I'm placing myself into your care so that you can make me qualified to serve Radha and Krishna. So they take an active role. So Srila Gurudev actually mentioned that Guru, Sri Guru, takes the place in the heart. And we can see that practically. How the devotees who have accepted Sri Guru in their life, they place Guru in the lotus of their heart, and everything is dedicated. Mind, body, soul, everything in the lotus feet of their Gurudev. And then Sri Guru takes that intention, those moods, all of that energy, and begins to purify it, qualify it, and then offers it to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. So is Vishnu in Vrindavan or in the spiritual world? Yes, within Krishna, within Narayan. But in Vaikuntha, we don't see Vishnu, we see Narayan. In Ayodhya, we don't see Vishnu, we see Sri Ram. But related to material creation, we see Vishnu. And within the heart of every living entity, there's Paramatma. But again and again, our Gurudev, he's referencing Bilva Mangal Thakur. Bilva Mangal Thakur is saying that I see Krishna situated within the core of my heart. And he also says, Vraje prasidam namanita choram, chorangraganyam chadakula choram, aneka janmad chitapapa choram, chorangraganyam purusham namami. That Krishna, I will take you and imprison you within my heart, within the prison of my heart, and I will never let you go. When someone has pure love for Krishna, Krishna is not only willing, but very happy to be placed in that core of the heart of his pure devotee. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, our Gurudev, all Vaishnavas, they have proclaimed that if anyone is focusing on a particular Ishtadev, means their own worshipful Lord, like Krishna, or Ram, or Dwarkadish, or Narayan, if that is your eternal Ishtadev, will that personality who's progressing and having a mood of calling out to their Ishtadev be happy or satisfied if only Paramatma is hearing? Gurudev said no. He said their Ishtadev will have to hear. Their Ishtadev means their worshipful Lord, particular form, will be situated within the core of their heart. So this was a very interesting subject that I was engaged in researching today by the grace of one of the devotees, so I thank you for that. Now, I would like to continue going beyond Vaikuntha with you. This transcendental treasure in the form of a book, Srila Gurudev said we should not see these as books. We should say, oh, you are not a book. You are directly the heart of Srila Gurudev. You are the heart of Sanatan Goswamipada. So our Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he spoke this beautiful commentary on, it's one of his commentaries. Many times he's spoken on Brihad Bhagavatamrita. But on this beautiful heart's revelation of Sanatan Goswami known as Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and this is based on the section of Gop Kumar's traversing his journey, his progress from here, receiving mantra from his guru, but not really having clear direction, and his journey moving from here to Vaikuntha and then beyond Vaikuntha to his ultimate perfection. So before entering into this beautiful treasure, we will pray in the lotus feet of our Srila Gurudev and Sri Sanatan Goswamipada in the words of Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairag Juga Bhaktir Samprayatnair Apayanan Mam Anubhikshamandam Kripam Vidivyapara Dukuduki Sanatana Spam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle or many particles of their moods, which are present within these pages, manifest within our hearts. So yesterday, our Srila Gurudev was speaking about different types of ruchi, or different kinds of tastes. And he was speaking about different people in different times of their life. Like a lady who had children, but the children have grown up, but she's missing her children, then she might worship Bala Gopal. Like we have here, this baby Gopal. We received him, actually Sudevi rescued him many times. She rescued him and was taking care of him. And every once in a while he would come to her in a dream and say, I need to be taken care of. So then she would contact the devotees and say, he came to me in a dream, he wants to be taken care of. So then she would take care of him. But so many people, because of their own affiliations in this world, their own attachments in this world, they superimpose that idea or ideal onto the Lord. And so because of attraction or attachment to serving their children who are now grown up, but they still want to do so, then they will place that attachment onto Krishna in the form of baby Krishna. There is nothing wrong with this. Krishna says, however one approaches him, it's all good. But this, we should understand, is still not ekantik or one-pointed bhakti, which we can only really know or discover by taking shelter of Shri Guru. Guru Kripa Bina Nahi Koi Sadhana Bal. Without the mercy of Shri Guru, we cannot do sadhana. We have no power to do sadhana. Why? Sadhana means those activities that one undertakes to attain their goal. What is my goal? Well, I only know what I like based on my body and my mind, which are temporary and material. So I will superimpose some idea and place it onto some aspect of Krishna, but it's still based on what I like. So that cannot be pure bhakti if it's only based on what I like, because pure bhakti is about what pleases Krishna, what is for his likes, what is for his pleasure, benefit, and pleasure, and what is for his benefit. So if I'm still moving on the platform of what I like, then we cannot say that this is pure bhakti. This would be karma mishra bhakti. It's mixed with desire for something that will please me in return. But anyhow, there's some benefit to it, because at least we are dovetailing our consciousness from the material toward Krishna. And gradually through this, bhakti sukriti will manifest, spiritual merit will manifest. And if our heart becomes more and more sincere due to this spiritual merit, then Krishna will arrange the necessary association by which we can make more or further progress on the path of bhakti. Sri Guru may come into our lives, and then Guru will adjust us, adjust our focus. You know, if you have a telescope and it's pointing out into the sky, let's say you want to see one particular star, but you're only off by, let's say, 2 degrees. That's very far. When you're focusing out 1,000,000 miles, you're off by 2 degrees. That's very far. It'll be across the sky. So Guru takes it, brings it to focus, places it into focus, and says, that's your goal. How do you get there? This is your process. Don't waste your time. Do everything you can, and then they will give us harikatha and inspiration to motivate us. That yes, this is my goal, this is my aspiration, I shouldn't waste time. Let me take whatever advantage of whatever favorable thing comes into my life to attain that goal. So by the association of Sri Guru and like-minded Vaishnavas, a greed, an unending burning thirst will begin to manifest in our hearts. And as long as we have that goal focused, then everything that we do will be favorable for the attainment of that goal. But if we don't have any goal, particular goal, or any particular focus, then really it is like wildly shooting out into space, just kind of turning your telescope in any direction and the focus is fuzzy. That means we won't attain to any destination. Krishna says this in Bhagavatamrita. They will never attain any destination. Those who are not one-pointed or exclusive. If you have that verse, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, I would appreciate it if you would post it. Thank you. So it's essential to have a one-pointed mood and goal, and this can only be discovered or found out in the association of one who is a knower and seer of the truth, Tattvadarshi, because they know Krishna, they know their relationship with Krishna, therefore they know everything that they want to know. They can look directly through all of our layers, see the nature of our soul, what particular nature is there, as any expert gardener sees any seed and knows, that's an apple seed. Okay, I know how to nourish this apple seed so that it will grow very beautiful and strong and produce so many beautiful sweet apples. Oh, mango seed. How to nourish that mango seed so it becomes a beautiful, strong mango tree and produces many very beautiful, healthy, sweet mangoes. Guru can detect like this because Guru knows Krishna, they know themselves. They also can see the nature of any soul and give us the proper nourishment. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, we cannot embark on the path of sadhana toward our particular goal because we won't know what our particular goal is. In the meantime, it's not bad if one is chanting the holy names, doing the activities of bhakti, worshipping whatever form of Krishna that is appealing to their heart. It's not bad. But this gradually will need to be refined more and more and more. And that's what the path of bhakti really is. It's the process of gradual refinement toward attainment of and service to our particular goal. Our particular goal is service to the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. And with that refinement, it's also the automatic removal of everything which is unfavorable. So as one is progressing that way, everything else will become insignificant. As we've seen when you get in an airplane and you fly up into the sky, those big buildings and all those cars and all those people, which at one point seemed very big and substantial, they become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you can't even see them anymore. All you can see are the mountain chains and things like that as one goes higher and higher and higher. So everything else is automatically rendered insignificant. Ar kabe nitai chande koruna heve sangsarvashanamur kabe tucha have. By the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who manifests to us in this world in the form of the spiritual master or Sri Guru, when he gives his mercy, then our entire material existence will be rendered insignificant. Samsarvashanamur kabe tucha have. Rendered insignificant. And the example given in Bhagavatam is that the entire ocean of material existence, Bhavasagar, for one who surrenders unto the Lord, will be as easy to cross over as stepping over the water which is in the hoof print of a calf. Bhavam vatsa padam padam padam. Very easily cross over, step over that, if one is holding on tightly to the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev. So yesterday I ended with Sri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. The only way to attain pure devotional service, Keval Bhakti, is taking shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Guru. And this is really the primary activity that one should do on Ekadashi. Take shelter of the pure devotee. Follow the instructions of the pure devotee. Apply those instructions of the pure devotee. Move forward on the path of bhakti by the mercy of the pure devotee. Being pulled by their mercy, their instructions. Our Gurudeva would say, come on, like this. Then we should move forward like that. Guru is calling. Krishna is calling. There's a reason Sri Guru has come into our lives. I've thought about this quite often. Out of trillions and trillions and quadrillions and unlimited, really, living entities, even within one particular universe, even in one earth planet, how many jivas are present within this one earth planet? We must count every bacteria, every plankton, every leaf, every tree, every living thing. We must count all of that. It's uncountable. Brahmanda Brahmite kon bhagyavana jeev. Billions and trillions and quadrillions and unlimited jivas are wandering throughout the material universes. Brahmanda Brahmite. But that jiva who is extremely fortunate, kon bhagyavan, means particularly favored by the Lord, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, will receive in their life Guru Krishna. By the mercy of Krishna, one receives Guru. By the mercy of Guru, one receives Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. By that mercy of Guru Krishna, Bhakti Lata Bij, the desire to serve Krishna will be awakened in the heart. Will be awakened. This is Bhakti Lata Bij, Krishna Seva Vasanam. The desire or tendency to serve Krishna will be awakened in the heart. How many billions and trillions are there? And how few have actually been awakened to that? Even among the thousands and thousands of those who have heard about Krishna, how few really want to accept, and how few actually really make the endeavor to move forward. But we should see that it is Krishna manifesting in the form of Guru. This is Guru Krishna. Sakshat Haritvena Samashta Shastre. All Shastras are saying that Sri Guru is non-different from Krishna, but there's a speciality. Kintu means but. Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya. He's not the Supreme Personality of enjoyer Godhead. He's the Supreme Personality of servitor Godhead. Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya. Priya Eva Tasya. He is that form of God who in essence is very near and dear to God. So in this sense, they're considered non-different. Like a non-different manifestation, like Krishna and Balaram. They're non-different, but yet Balaram's mood is only how to serve and please Krishna. And he's the root of Guru Tattva, Akhanda Guru Tattva. So Guru is the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu or Baladev Prabhu to engage all souls in the service of Krishna. So Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. The fact that Sri Guru has come into our life and has begun to tell us about the sweet pastimes of Krishna and has given us Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, means that now, this time, these particular jivas have been called for seva. Whatever else is happening around, we can try to bring as many as we can with us, but we have been called for seva. It's like unprecedented. We have just, in essence, won the supreme transcendental lottery. Krishna is like, now is your time. Tomorrow, another. Come on, chalo chalo, it's your time for seva. So this day, Ekadashi, gives us this opportunity to move thousands of times faster. It's like extra rocket fuel for us to progress toward our eternal service, our eternal function, which is to love and serve Krishna. That is our real Jaiva Dharma, the real occupation, function of the soul, is to love and serve Krishna. And that's also pleasing to Krishna and pleasing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If in the process of us moving forward, what can also help us propel us forward will also be if we can share with however many the same message. Krishna's calling, let's go and serve Krishna. Krishna has called us. Now is our time to run to serve Krishna. So Ekadashi gives us this opportunity to move forward very rapidly. Do pregnant women have to follow Ekadashi? According to Shastra, everyone should follow Ekadashi. I know that pregnant women can survive without grains for one day. If you have so many other products, you can follow Ekadashi also. One should try to observe Ekadashi. There's a reason for it. I didn't want to get into the negatives, but it is said that certain substances are possessed by sin personified on the day of Ekadashi. So if we avoid sin personified, this is kind of a sign that we want to progress in bhakti. Those substances which are infused with pap purush, or sin personified, this will be detrimental or unfavorable for our progression in bhakti. So, as any mother would do, she would do whatever she could to help her child, for the benefit of her child, for the upliftment of her child, for the health of her child in her womb. So she would avoid something like sin personified, which would also negatively affect not only herself, but her child. It's very easily possible. I don't know, today we had so many beautiful preparations. I didn't find any difficulty in following the simple diet. So unless it's a specific rule from the doctor that you have to have this, otherwise it will be detrimental to you or your child. If there's no problem, then we shouldn't worry about that. Also, there's one exception written in Shastra. If Sri Guru gives the order, and if Sri Guru must be Sri Guru, but if Sri Guru gives the order, then maybe you can also break. And that's because it may be for the higher seva. So sometimes there are exceptions, but it's very rare. It's not for us to decide. But if Sri Guru says, today, because you have to do so much seva, if you don't have enough energy, you won't be able to do it properly, so then take rice. Then if you fail to take the Mahaprasad rice, you will be making an offense to Ekadashi and an offense to Gurudev. So this would be an exception, which is written in Shastra. But yeah, ordinarily we would have this mood that what is favorable for me and my bhakti, what is favorable for that child or the baby inside and their bhakti, I will accept that. And that would be the real qualification of a proper mother. That the proper mother would do whatever she can do to help that child to avoid the path which leads toward adharma and toward mrityu. Samupetam mrityu. What is a mother? A mother, a real mother, will bring their child, will rear their child toward Krishna and Krishna bhakti. Only having a child, this is not such a big task. Our Gurudev said, animals, cats and dogs are having many more than they're superior to humans. They can have 9 or 10 at a time. It's not hard to get pregnant, and it might be hard to have a child, but that's very easy to happen. But to actually give that jiva an opportunity for bhakti, that is the importance. That is the reason for conceiving, really, and for bringing a child into this world. That this jiva has somehow come into contact with me. I have heard of Krishna. Let me give this jiva this opportunity somehow for awakening Krishna bhakti. This will make that parent a real parent or a qualified parent. So it's getting late. I wanted to read a little bit. Thank you for sharing, Ramya Devi. Okay, so Gurudev was telling us that there are certain kinds of, we spoke yesterday about Thakur Seva, proper worship of the deity, that he remains silent, he doesn't say anything, and he just stays still, because we wouldn't be able to handle if he was waking us up at 2 in the morning and saying, do this, do that, do this, we're not ready yet. So, but Gurudev said he sees everything. So we should understand that Thakurji is seeing everything. He's seeing all of you, and you are seeing him. Or you are seeing them, and they are seeing you. So we should be careful about seva aparad. Seva aparad also slows our progress on the path of bhakti. Gurudev said we take it that he sees nothing, but he is very merciful. And sometimes he doesn't even accept the offenses of his devotees. Previously we mentioned that during this month, Purushottam month, Krishna is saying that during this month I won't accept any offense. Normally maybe, but during this month, it's a very special month, no offense will be accepted by Krishna. Just like Nitai and Gaur, there's no conception of aparad while chanting the names of Nityananda and Gauranga. So now Gurudev is saying, those who leave other types of sadhana to perform archan of the deity will benefit. But Gop Kumar is saying to Narad, the very founder of puja, Prabhu, in some places in the scriptures it is written that there are some who are offering archan to the deity, but are disrespecting devotees. It sounds like the definition of Kanishta Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari has respect and faith in the deity, respect and faith in Guru, but they don't know how to properly honor other Vaishnavas or devotees. Oh, there's the verse. Archayam eva hareye pujam yash shraddhaye hate natad bhakteshu chanyeshu sabhakta prakrita smrita. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 2, Text 47. A devotee who worships the deity in the temple with faith, but does not properly respect other devotees or people in general, is called a materialistic devotee and is included within the lowest class of devotees. So the lowest class is known as Kanishta. They don't yet have firm conviction. They don't have Nishta either. And then the next verse, Yomam sarveshu bhuteshu santamatmanam ishvaram hitvarcham bhajate modhyad hashmanyeva juhoti saha. This is from Bhagavatam 3:29-22. One who worships the deity in the temple but does not know that Bhagavan in the form of the Supersoul is situated in every living entity's heart is in ignorance and is compared to one who offers oblations of ghee onto ashes. As Sudevi mentioned yesterday, how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada he actually spoke this, that you're giving donations only in the temple, but you don't understand that within the heart of every person, there is a jiva and there is also Krishna there. So one who thinks that Bhagavan is only present in the temple, here Bhagavatam is saying that they worship the deity in the temple, but don't understand that Bhagavan is present everywhere and in everyone's heart. They are in ignorance, and their worship is compared to one who is putting ghee into ashes instead of onto fire. So now Srila Gurudev is commenting, Krishna is situated within each and every jiva. There is no soul where there is not Bhagavan. Once Sudevi asked Srila Gurudev, is Krishna one-pointed to Srimati Radhika like she is one-pointed to him? And Gurudev said, he wants to, but he cannot. He said, not even one jiva can he give up. Not even one jiva. So this is a symbol of extreme hope for all of us. That since time without beginning, there is something in this particular jiva, in each particular jiva, that Krishna wants. And that's our particular flavor of love and affection for him. He wants to taste every bit of love and affection in all of creation. So he never gives us up. He never gives up even one jiva. How merciful, how kind, how sweet is Krishna. Yet in many scriptures, such as Narada's own Bhakti Sutra and Narad Pancharatra, it is stated that there are people who worship the deity in the temple, but insult and disrespect other living entities and even blaspheme Vaishnavas as they are carrying on their puja. Apparently, they are very strict. If a mango has mistakenly been put in an unclean place, or if someone has seen it and desired to taste it, then they will throw that mango away and it won't be offered to the deity. At the time of cooking, they cover their faces with cloth, and at the time of kneading dough, there will be no speaking. I don't even know about these things. They honor all of these principles, but they disrespect devotees. They pass judgment on whether devotees are higher or lower. And thus it is written that the archan that these people are offering to the deity is like the pouring of ghee onto ashes. So this is symbolic of the Kanishta Adhikari, or the beginning level devotee. They have some faith in Gurudev and Krishna, Thakurji, but they don't know how to honor Vaishnavas properly. And as a result, they make offenses to Vaishnavas, and therefore Krishna doesn't really properly receive the worship. So this is a little bit of a conundrum. How does one get out of this stage? So Gurudev is adding here, and furthermore, aham uchchabachaya dravyay kriyayot panayanaghe naiva tushyer chitor chayam bhutagrama bahami bama nina. Srimad Bhagavatam 3:29-24. Kapila Dev said, O sinless mother, even if someone worships the deity with all the proper rituals and various kinds of paraphernalia, I am never pleased by a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities. Now, this is quite essential. This is Kapila Dev, the Supreme Lord in the form of Kapila, is saying that if someone is doing everything right, but they are disrespecting or not acknowledging my presence everywhere in every living entity, then I am not pleased by their ignorance. All souls are the residents of Bhagavan. Especially here, this instruction is being spoken for devotees, those who perform exclusive bhajan of Bhagavan must not insult any living entity. We are insulting others, but so nicely we are performing archan. even if we are giving all respect to Vaishnavas, still Bhagavan will not be satisfied. There will still be offenses because respect is not being given to all souls. Pratimamanda buddhinam, those of small intelligence are offering this type of archan puja. Very powerful instructions here. I'm reading it and absorbing it for myself. And I will try to comment on it after I process a little bit more. In another place it is also said, Arche Vishno Shiladhir Gurushu Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhir Vishnurva Vaishnavanam Kalimala Matane Padatirtembu Buddhi. There are those who consider that Bhagavan is in the deity. Yes, inside different things there is gradation in the degree of Bhagavan's presence. But they don't consider that the Srila is Bhagavan himself. They also think that the Lord's Charanamrit, which dispels the influence of Kali Yuga, it's also known as Charanamrita, which dispels the influence of Kali Yuga, they think it is ordinary water. And they further consider that the object of Archan, the deity, is sometimes composed of second number marble. Whereas in another place there is a deity composed of first class marble. In this case, I have to share something. So, we know that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, when he established Thakurji in his temples, he established Gandharvika Giridhari, black Krishna, white Srimati Radhika, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in so many of his temples. When our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj established his Thakurji, Sri Radha Vinod Bihari, there was white Krishna and white Srimati Radhika. And so many began to criticize and mock and laugh. Oh, he's established white because he can't afford the black marble. They didn't understand the mood in his heart. So our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he wrote a very beautiful ashtakam, Vinod Bihari Tattva Ashtakam, starting with these beautiful words, Radha Chintani Veshena, Yasya Kantir Vilopta, Shri Krishna Charanam Bande Radha Lingita Vigraham. Now, we're sitting right next to Imlitala. It's just next door. And this is the place where that mood manifested. When Krishna came searching for Srimati Radhika, and then she disappeared also. When he left her, he was in so much separation. He was there, sitting there, underneath that Imli tree, the tamarind tree, at Imlitala, just here. Being so absorbed in remembering and thinking about and separation, Srimati Radhika. He was thinking about Srimati Radhika. Radha Chinta Niveshena. Completely absorbed in and obsessed in meditating upon her. Yasya Kantir Vilopita. Something happened to him. Something happened to Krishna. This is before the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Something happened to him. Being so deeply absorbed in meditating upon her, it became as if she fully embraced him. Radha Alingita Vigraha. From this, something manifest. Yasya Kantir Vilopita. His color, his kanti began to change. So he turned from dark Shyam Sundar Krishna into Gaura Krishna. Gaura Krishna Swayam Hyetad. Ubhav Ubhayam Apnutaha. Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj wrote this Vinod Bihari Tattvashtakam, explaining the bhav, the moods. And our Srila Gurudev, in so many of his commentaries, speaking about what is Rupanuga. He was explaining that this mood of Krishna, that is that Krishna who is pining after, who is obsessing on and absorbing himself in meditating upon Sri Radha, trying to please her, trying to pacify her. This is the mood of the Rupanuga Vaishnavas. They never want to see that Radhika is crying for and running after Krishna. They want to see that Krishna is always trying to attract her, is running after her, is weeping for her. They always want to see that she is in the superior position. This is the meaning of Radha Palyadasi, that she should always be victorious. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. They're saying to Srimati, oh, victory to Srimati Radhika. She is completely controlling the heart of Madhava. Madan Mohan Mohini Radha. So Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj established this tattva through this Vinod Vihari Tattvashtakam. Some were just slow, it's because he could not afford the black marble. But he was like, no, there's a deep, essential meaning to why I have established this Vinod Vihari. And our Thakurji here is also known as Vinod Vihari. Srila Gurudev gave them this name, Radha Vinod Vihari. This manifestation, Krishna, who's taking on this golden form, who's completely subjugated by love, who's completely, I think it's called Hir Lalit Nayak, who's controlled by the love of his beloved. So Gurudev here is saying that sometimes people will consider, oh, this is second number marble, second class marble. Whereas in another place, there's the deity composed of first class marble. This vision is considered to be the vision of Kanishta. So let me just finish this paragraph and then we'll end because it's getting very late. They consider, oh, this deity at Govardhan is very beautiful, but the deities we see in the temples of Vrindavan are not this beautiful. Here, Krishna's nose is a little straighter, his eyes are a little longer, and this is very good. Bhagavan does not accept puja from people who think like this. So that's quite interesting. Sudevi and I were thinking about it and discussing it recently. There are so many different deities in Vrindavan. Primary deities. There's Madan Mohan, Govinda, Gopinath, Shyamasundar, Damodar, Radharaman. So many different deities. If we consider very carefully who established or who installed them, those personalities are all transcendental. They're all pure devotees. And whether Krishna has manifest from the Srila as in the form of Radharaman, or whether they have called Krishna to appear in this form, what is the difference really? The fact that Srila Prabhupada would call Krishna to manifest in any form, is he any less than our Goswamis? Is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada any less than our Goswamis? Is Bhaktivedanta Thakur any less than our Goswamis? He's known as the seventh Goswami. He came years later. But that doesn't make him any less. Because they are able to completely control their senses. Goswami. Because they are completely saturated with divine transcendental love for Krishna. Krishna becomes controlled by their love and affection. So we see even in Vrindavan, people will be like, well, this one is greater than this one because he's the original. And that one, well, this one is a pratibhu, means he was installed, but he's original. And well, this one was installed only recently by Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. So, because he came recently, he's not as good as the one who came before. That's like saying Ram is God because Krishna came later. So Ram is the original. Well, no, everything is cyclical. And actually Krishna is eternal and transcendental, and so is Ram eternal and transcendental. All of these forms of Krishna are eternal and transcendental. So if we're placing superiority because of when they appeared, or maybe because of which pure devotee called, then we're actually seeing with mundane vision. This is according to Shastra, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the vision of Kanishta. So, because Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, established Sri Sri Radha Vinodihari, and because they're smaller, are they any less than the ones he established downstairs? Radha Gopinath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan Gaurahari. No. To see that these ones are bigger and these ones are made of marble and these ones are smaller and they're made of the ashtadhatu, the 8 metals, and this one manifested from a shila and this one manifested from a pillar, and so therefore I'm going to give a superior grade to this one or that one. This is not the vision of the pure devotee or the uttam bhakta. This is the vision of someone who is grading Krishna and also grading the pure devotees. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur came 300 years after Rupa Goswami, therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur must be considered less. But this idea is wrong. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also serving in those pastimes, serving Radha and Krishna. His bhav might have a slight variation, but still he is Rupa Anuga. And Rupa Goswami is also serving, and Raghunath is serving, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami is serving, and Jiva Goswami is serving in their eternal swarups. And our Sri Guru is serving in their eternal swarup. And Prabhupada is serving in his eternal swarup in Radha and Krishna's pastimes. Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhyai yayali bhir yuktirapekshaniya tatrati dakshyar atiballabhasya vande guru shri charanar vindam. How they are serving. So who has the power to attract Krishna, to awaken or to give Krishna? Only someone who has captured Krishna by their love and affection. So, in order for us to come out of this Kanishta mentality, the vision of the Kanishta Adhikari, it is necessary to hear all of these subject matters and to receive them from someone who is also beyond. So we've received from someone who is beyond Vaikuntha, that is our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Sanatan Goswamipada. Narada Muni is telling Gop Kumar, he's explaining to him the different levels of understanding. And so it is not bad, but according to this, if one is only remaining within the Kanishta level, then Bhagavan won't be very happy or pleased to accept their service. That is why we must take shelter of Sri Guru. Because on my own, how can I serve with this mentality which is judgmental, critical, and grading Krishna, that this Krishna is better than this Krishna because one pleases me more than the other one. But we can see that in Vrindavan, so many deities, they don't have the same amazing features as other deities. But it doesn't mean that the pure devotee is not loving them with all of their heart. Krishna manifests according to the love of his pure devotees. This is the speciality. When we see Jagannath, this is a special, amazing form of Krishna. Oh, he's not nicely formed. We should understand why he's in that form, who he is. What is that form? That form is the melted form of prema, of Krishna remembering the love of the Brajabasis, hearing the Harikatha about the love of the Brajabasis for Krishna. Krishna has manifested in that amazing, beautiful form, and Narada prayed to him, please always remain in this form so the world can know of your glories and see this amazing, beautiful form. So to say, oh yeah, well, he's not properly formed, this idea, this is actually aparad. It is offensive, an offensive mentality. So gradually, by being in the association of pure Vaishnavas and hearing these considerations and these topics, then we can come out of this Kanishta mentality. Gurudev would say quite often, he would actually request all of his disciples that before I leave this world, I want that you all come to the platform of Nishta, means Madhyam Adhikari. Come to this platform before I leave. He wanted us all to progress, to evolve, so that we would have room to, or the opportunity to rapidly progress forward on the path of bhakti. So, now, it's very late and more questions are being asked. Oh no, Hare Krishna. Okay, so I'll just answer Keshava Priya's question. Srila Prabhupada himself explained why he established Krishna Balaram on the main altar in Raman Reti in Vrindavan. He explained that by the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who's so merciful, and by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Krishna consciousness movement has been spread all over the world. He never saw that it is me. He saw that my Gurudeva is doing everything. This is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. By their grace, Hare Krishna has spread all over the world. And he said to show the world that Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are not different from Krishna and Balaram. I'm establishing Krishna Balaram in Raman Reti Vrindavan. Like gratitude. But to show, because everywhere he's preaching about Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Nitai Gauranga, everywhere. By their mercy, this Krishna consciousness movement has spread far and wide. So, Brajendra Nandana Jay Shachishuto Hoilo se, Balarama Hoilo Nitai. That they are non-different from each other. So for that, he said, I have established Krishna and Balaram. So I hope that was beneficial. Srila Prabhupada also explained in many places that the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement is to become one of the gopis of Vrindavan. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. So that was the whole purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearing in everything. So we see that he established Krishna Balaram. He established Gaur Nitai. He also established Radha Shyama Sundar, Lalita Vishaka. So Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj was emphatic and adamant on the point that our Srila Prabhupada is of the same serving nature eternally as Rupa Goswami and all of our Goswamis in the Rupananga Gauriya Guru Varga. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananga Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So we will continue tomorrow. Thank you for asking your questions and giving the inspiration and the opportunity for remembering all of these beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and Guru Varga. It's late. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shyam Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. So thank you all very much for being with us today and giving us the opportunity for remembering the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga, and for engaging us in our Guru Seva, for which we are extremely indebted. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Radha Vinu Bihari Ju ki
Jai.
Jai. Sachinandana Gaur Hari ki
Jai.
Jai.
Hari Bol, dear Vaisnavas.